Let's talk about this guy. So I would say this little guy, but it's not so little. So this guy is Tucson Ts285. So I just opened this knife and I just tried to open and close it a couple of times. It has a flipper and it has two other methods of opening. From the thumb here and from below you can open it. But the thing is that I cannot. So it's very difficult for me to open it from here. It's almost impossible. So I will not even try because I hurt my finger already. I don't know if it's about the detent, it's too hard, I don't know. Or if because I always kind of pushed the lock bar here with my fingers from the back. It's difficult to hold it, not push the lock bar, and you know, you have to just probably get used to it. I'm not sure. Maybe I will make another video when I get used to it. But you see, unique design with this very much nice, blade. This one is convex here. This one is, I would say concave. I don't know why they say convex, but whatever. It should be concave, but yeah, people used to say it convex. Yeah, pretty light blade. The handle is not so light. I don't think it's milled inside. Yeah, it's not. So it's a pretty thick titanium handle, but it's comfortable. It's relatively comfortable, and it's kind of well made. In USA, it costs $110. I bought it from eBay again for a little bit less. I think it costs me around $70. I'm not sure. And it's just a 14C28-9 end blade, 28 end blade. So it's nothing to brag about again, the steel of the knife. But this knife is not about the steel. It's a very good flipper, by the way. It's about the design. The design is like a knife from a video game, as one person in the reviews said, in White Mountain Knives. It's a pretty cool knife. I mean, it's a big one. Let's compare it again to Spyderco Paramedic 32 because it's a pretty, everybody knows and has this knife almost. It's the same size, but the blade is a little bit bigger. I mean, the cutting edge of the blade is bigger. So overall, I would say not my favorite Tucson knife. I don't completely approve the handle here. I don't approve that they don't have even a piece of carbon fiber. I don't approve that they haven't milled the handle. It's pretty heavy. I don't approve that it cannot be really opened by the bottom flip, or here it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. I don't know why. At least out of the box. Maybe it will be better after a couple of kind of a plays with it, but still not my favorite Tucson knife. And I don't recommend it as such. But other than that, if you like the design, of course, some people will love the design. I liked it, that's why I bought it. I always like my designs before I bought them. I rarely buy a knife which I don't like by design. I don't care that much about materials, although these days I care a little bit. But since this one is with very cheap blade steel and it's nothing too much, but it's thick titanium handle and it's above $100, which I don't think it's worth it. So if you want to buy this knife, for example, just go to eBay and just bid, and you probably can get it for about $70 or so. Yeah, most likely it will be a little bit difficult to sharpen because of this kind of a form of the blade, but yeah, I think it will be a good cutter, at least in this part. In this part, I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter that much. This knife is probably I will never carry it, or probably I will sell it. I'm not sure. We'll see. Maybe I'll just keep it or just sell it, but I will probably never use this knife. I was hoping that I will be able to play with it, but since it's opened only with the flipper and this is too hard for me, I mean, I will hurt my fingers a lot. Yeah, I will not. But other than that, I think everybody can make their own decision about this knife. If you like it, of course, buy it. If you don't like it, of course, just hate it or something. Everybody can be their own boss, of course. I not completely, but I don't completely like this knife. That's my opinion. It's not super useful. It's a good flipper though. it's a very, very good flipper. I mean, it's pretty cool to flip it, just flip it. And of course, as manufacturing and stuff, it's amazing. I mean, center blade, very well made. Everything is just very close to perfect, we may say. Compared to these days Benchmates and other knives, this one is, I mean, Tucson, of course, are for the price, are just amazing knives. And not only for the price, they're just amazing knives. Maybe not as a performance. For example, the Paramilitary 2 as a performance knife, as a cutter, is probably better than most Tucson knives, I guess. But, cheap materials. Most of the materials are cheap. This is not an M390 blade. I think it's S110V, which is not a bad steel in any case. But still, a little bit. It looks a little bit cheap compared to most Tucson knives, and it's more expensive than most. So, yeah, it's a cool knife. This Ts285, if it's your kind of beer, we may say. If it's not cool. So, bye for now.